Good evening, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle by someone I've never covered before. In fact, this is a puzzle by someone I'd never heard of before until I was going through the archive and found this puzzle. This is a puzzle by Testarossa, and this is a puzzle called Champagne. And when I checked, this was not only Testarossa's first puzzle, but Testarossa has actually set quite a few puzzles since this one. But this is the one that caught my eye, and I decided I would do it. I don't mind doing older puzzles. I actually quite like doing older puzzles. So I reached out to Testarossa and he said, sure. He was surprised that this was the puzzle that caught my eye. But as you know, I like doing older puzzles. I like the fact that I can try and bring puzzles that people may have forgotten or people think are lost back to the surface. So this is the one I decided to do. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what I'm in for. So yeah, we will find out together. Of course, the thing that is coming is, as you may have seen at the end of some of my previous videos, and it will be at the end of this one, my next puzzle hunt is coming. This one is going to be a bit bigger than the last one, but the puzzles will all be no harder than the previous one, we don't think. So there are actually 6 setters involved in setting this hunt. We've been working on it for a couple of weeks now, fairly solidly, and all of the puzzles are coming together in testing now. So they're all finished, they're just being polished. So we're putting the rules together and making them all nice, and then we're putting the pack together. When I say we, I'm doing most of the work. So that's all happening now for release in 10 days. So actually when this video comes out, it'll be less. So yeah, it's all looming for me, and it's all a little bit of pressure. So that's the big news. There will be a prize for this one as well. The first person to submit the complete puzzle hunt answer, and there'll be more details, what I mean by that, coming later as well, will be in for the prize. And then anyone who submits any answer to the puzzle hunt, and that will also, details for that will come later, will also be in the running for a prize. So yeah, with that, let's look at this puzzle, Champagne by Testarossa. So there are 3 rules in effect. Normal Sudoku rules, so in any box, in any row, and in any column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. There are arrows in the grid. Digits that are placed on arrows, we will sum them up and we will have to put them into that arrow's circle. The final rule is hidden killer, or it's a killer variant, which is in cages, digits may not repeat, and the digits placed in cages will all have to sum to the same total. So every one of these is a killer cage that sums to the same amount, but we do not know what that amount is. And that's what we've got to go on. And with that, let's try and solve Champagne. I will be honest with you, I don't like champagne. Of all of the things I drink, I've never liked champagne. I think the last time I had champagne may have been my wedding, which was over 21 years ago. And I had like a quarter of a glass and then promptly forgot where I put it. It won't still be there, I tell you that. Anyway, onto this puzzle. Let's give it a shot. So we know that the maximum it's going to be is 17, because the maximum you can put in a 2-cell cage is 17. We know the minimum it's going to be is 10, because the minimum, well, that you can put in a 4-cell cage is 10. Okay, let's just do some normal arrow tricks. This arrow is 3 cells that see each other, so that is 6, 7, 8, 9. These arrows have 3 cells that see each other, so they're 6, 7, 8, 9. Take wins when you can see them. I'm also going to load up my calculator, because I think I'm going to need it for some math, because this column is speaking to me. So we've got 4 cages, all in the same column, all that see all of its cells. So what can that be? We know that every cell in a column if you add them together, will get to 45. So what can it be and still leave a single cell left over? So if these were, well, they can't be 15. So 15 divided by 4 is, 15 multiplied by 4 is 60. So that's completely out. 14, therefore, is probably out as well, because each time I take off 4. So 60, 56, 52, 48. Does that mean even 12 is out? 12, 24, 48. Yeah, even 12 is out. So I can't even go as high as 12. 11 would be 22, 44. So if these are 11, this will be a 1. Oops, wrong mark. This will be a 1. If they're 10, this will be 40, and this will be a 5. And if they're 9, then 18 plus 18 is 36, and this will be a 9. So this is 1, 5, or 9. And these are 9, 10, or 11. Hang on, these can't be 9 because we've got a minimum of 10. So these are 10 or 11. So that takes the 9 out of there. These are 10 or 11. Okay. So if they're 11, this is 1, and if they're 10, this is 5. So I'm wondering how that interacts with that arrow, because if we don't put a 1 on that arrow, that becomes a 9. Because this sums to 10 or 11. So this sums to 6, 7, 8, or 9. So if this sums to 6, this is 4 or 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Because this is going to sum to whatever this is and whatever gets it to 10 or 11. But this is the thing that is interesting me. So if this is a 1, this is a 2, 3, 4, and this is a 9. Hang on. If this is a 1, that means these are 11. So this would have to be 11. But this would be 2, 3, 4. And that would sum to 9. But that'd have to be 2. But we've already used a 2 in the cage. Hang on, let me just confirm that. If these are 11, 11, 11, 11, and 11, these are 44, and this would be a 1. This is just me. I'm pretty certain this is right. If that's a 1, in order to make this a 9, this is 2, 3, 4. Let's get rid of that. That's meaningless. This is 2, 3, 4, which makes this a 9. But that's meaningless. But we know this cage has to get to 11, which means that has to be a 2. And we've put 2 2s in the cage. And that can't work. So this is a 5, and the cages all have to equal 10. There's no other way of doing it. Okay, so the cages are 10s, which means these are 1, 2, 3, and 4. There is no 5 there. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. can this and this still be 6, 7, 8, 9? I can do 1, 2, 3. I can do 1, 2, 4. I can do 1, 3, 4, or I could do 2, 3, 4. Yes, they can still be 6, 7, 8, 9. This has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 though. Well, this is 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I can't put a 9 on the arrow. I can't put an 8 on the arrow because even I'd have to put 2 1s on there. Can that be a 7? Yes, if I... Hang on. Yes, because they'd have to be 1s, and that one would knock the 1 out of there, but put the 1 in the cage there, which is fine. So that could still be a 7, making that a 9. And if that's 7, 1, that would be a 2. And that seems fine. So that doesn't look broken. So that doesn't look like the way to go. I can't put a 4 here now. So the 4 is absolutely down here. Can I even put a 3 there? No, because 3 and 6, this would have to be a 0. This is a 1 or a 2. So the 3 and the 4 are down here. What about this? Is this the same? That has to be a 1 or a 2? Because even if I make these minimums, 6 and 1, that's 7. So the maximum that can be is 2. Yeah, that is a 1 or a 2. And 6, 1, 1 is 8. Can I ever make those 2s? Oh, yes, I can. One of those could be a 2. But this means this is an 8 or a 9. So I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 10 cage with a 6 or a 7 in it. So this is going to have the same problem, isn't it? The minimum I can make these is 7. So this is a 1, 2, 3. If I made it 4, I'd blow the total. So it's 1, 2, 3. This has to be a high digit because I've still got to put a low and 2 high digits in here, and I can't put 2 high digits in here or I would blow the total. So one of these has to be a low digit. So this has to be high, and by high I mean 5 or higher. So if I was to put, yeah, so this is 5, 6, 7. Oh, I've already got that from the column. Clever deduction that I did not need. So these are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's got to be more I can deduce. Like, there's got to be some pressure on 9s or something from somewhere. Like, this is wide open. Like, I know one of them is 1 9, one is 2 8, one is 3 7, and one is 4 6. Hang on, one of these has to be 1. So none of those can be 1. Because all of these see both of those cells. And this can't be a 1 either, because that sees both of those cells. So that can't be a 1 either, because one of those has to be a 1. Thing is, I can still make it 1 2 if I put a 6 in that. 3 1. Hang on, this. No, this is 10, not 9. So that does work. If this is a 2, how does that a 2? How is that ever a 2? That's never a 2. Because if this is a 2, this has to be a 3. And that's 5, and I've blown the total. This is always a 1. So there's no 1 there. So to make this cage work, that is a 1. One. That has given me almost nothing. Well, I can't put a 1 on this arrow, so this is 2, 3, 4, and that is 9. So this is 8, and this is 6. That's what that's given me. So there is no 6 or 8 there. There's no 9 there. This is a 5, 7 pair. There's no 8 there. There's no 6 there. This is a 7 or a 9. Well, it can't be a 7 because I've taken the 1 off the arrow. This is 2, 3, 4. So this is a 9. This is not a 9 anymore. So that means there has to be a 1 on all of these arrows. Okay, this is tricky. I like it. So there's no 6 there, so there's no 4 there. There's no 1 there, so there's no 9 there. That's a 2, 3 pair. And take 6 out of both of those. But that's a 2, 3 pair. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has to go in one of those two. 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that can't be 6 or 7. So this is 4 or 5. Because if this was 6 or 7, I'd have blown the total, because 7 can never go on a 3 long arrow that ends in a single. And 6 can, but only if I can go 6, 1, 2, 9, and I can't. So this is 4 or 5. Which means this can't be a 6 anymore, because for it to be 6, I'd have to go 4, 1, 1. So this is a 7 or an 8. Which means these... Well, I know there's a 1 on it. So it's 1, 2, 4 for 7, or 1, 3, 4 for 8. It's kind of cool. There's a lot going on in this puzzle. A lot more than I gave it credit for, which is awesome. This is his first puzzle. I'm impressed. So this is a 10 cage. So this has to be 8, 7, or 6. Wow, these are still... Hang on, this is 7. So this is a 3. I take 3 out of both of those. That 3 makes that a 2, which makes that an 8, which takes 8 out of both of those. This is actually very clever. I love puzzles like this. They just make me happy. This is still completely unresolved. So this is a 1 or a 3 in a 3-cell 10 cage. I'm actually going to drag over the options for a 3-cell 10 cage, and I'm going to have a look at them more closely. So 1, 2, 7. So I'd have to put 2, 7 in here. That does not look impossible. 1, 3, 6. 1 would be there. I'd have to put 3, 6 in there. That is not possible because I can't put 1 in there. So to be 1, these would be 3, 6, but there's a 6 there. So that doesn't work. 1, 4, 5. 1 would be there. 4, 5 would be there. Yeah, that's not obviously wrong. And 2, 3, 5. So that would be the 3. This would be the 2, 5. 3, 4, and 7. Yep, not seeing anything obviously wrong with that either. So this is 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is still lots of options. There must be a 1 on it. That is bad pencil marking. But that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. So there must be a 5 on it. There is no 5 there because in these 5 cells, there must be a 5 there. So it can't be 1, 2, 4. That's an 8. It must be 1, 3, no, 1, 2, 5, which is 8. So I can take 3 and 4 out of those. This is a 1, 2, 5. Like that. That takes the 2 out of there. That's a 3, 4 pair. That's the 2. This is so nice. This is now limited because I can't use 9, 1 or 8, 2. So this is 3, 7 or 4, 6. These are 6, 7, 8 or 9. So this is a 6, 7. Unfortunately, this seems to be wide open. I haven't been able to restrict that at all. Is that just me being stupid? The answer is probably. I just got a 2 down here. So is this going to limit this more? So I've got the 10 in. So I can't do 1, 2, 7 anymore because I can't use the 2. So 1, 2, 7 is gone. Bye-bye. 1, 4, 5. I can still do 1 there. 4, 5 in there would be 5, 4, 3, 7. That seems to work. 2, 3, 5. Doesn't work anymore because there's nowhere I can put a 2. This is 1, 4, 5. So this is a 1. This is a 4, 5 pair. This is a 7. This is a 3. This is a 4. This is a 5. 1, 5 is 6. This is an 8. This is a 2. There's a 1, 2, 5 there. So that becomes the 4. That becomes the 5. This is a 2. This is a 4. There is no 5 there. This is clever. This has to now be a 6, 7 to complete the column. So 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not. That has to be the 5. I can't put a 5 in any of those cells. This is a 5. And I've got that from the column if I was paying attention. This is not a 4, so this is not a 6. Actually, this is a 6. and that's just because that is a 10 cage. This is now restricted. I can't use 1, 2, or 3. So this has to be 4, 6 now. And I know the order because of the 4 in row 7. This is a known triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is not a 7. That is not an 8 or a 9. So that's the 7, that's the 9, and that's the 8. This is now a given digit. Not given, but a revealed digit. That's the 6. This is now a 7. These are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. So this has to be 1 or 7, which is not fully revealed. One, two, three, four, six, 7. Well, 1 has to be in one of those two now. It's actually been that way for ages and I just didn't see it. But I'm making progress, so okay. So this can't have 1, 2, or 4 in it, so that's a 3, 7. Which makes that the 1, and that the 9, and that the 3. The interactions on this are very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a 6, 8, 9. So this is a 1, 2, 4. So this is actually, these are fully cancelling each other out. So these are 3, 7, or 4, 6. And they can't be 4, 6 because it's 6, 8, 9. So that is actually a 3, 7. Very cool. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's no 6 up there. So there must be a 6 in here. And that 6 tells us where it is. That's the 6. That is not the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 8, 9. There is no 8, 9 there. So that is a 4, 5 pair. I take the 4, 5 out of there. Wow. Of course, I could have, yeah. So these are 1, 2, 4, and 5, which makes sense. I shouldn't be pencil marking this liberally, but again, I'm tapping the microphone. Sorry, everyone. So this is now more limited, I think. Maybe not. So what can this be? So it can be 1, 9, it can be 2, 8, or it can be 3, 7 in either order. So that's not very helpful. Let's just stick these 4 digits in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 7, 8, 9. So this can't be a 9 because it's actually on an arrow. This is 8, this would be 9. Can this be a 5, 4, 9? Is still possible. In fact, 9 does have to go in here somewhere. As does 8. Okay, so is there pressure? Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure I'm missing. That is not a 4 because of that 4, 5 pair. So that gives me a 3, 7 pair, which takes 3, 7 out of there, makes this a 1, 2 pair. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 3, 6, or 7, and it's not 7. So this is 3 or 6. No, it's not 6. This is a 3. This is not a 3. This is a 6, 7 pair. This is a 3. This is a 7. This is a 6. There is no 3 here. This is 1, 2, 4 without being a 1. Or a 2. That's a 4. There is no 4 there. This is a 1, 2 pair. There's no 3 there anymore. There's no 7 there anymore. Yeah, that makes sense for the box as well as the row. So 3 with 1 would make that 4. 3 with 2 would make that a 5. So this is a 4 or a 5. I can still put 6 on that arrow, I think, though. So 1, 2, 8, 9. I've still got to put 3, 7 up here somewhere, but I've also got to put 1, 2, 8 or 9. It's weird. I've got all of this bottom section and I'm just trying to force it up. I am not looking forward to all of the comments saying, you missed this, because there's going to be a lot of them. There is going to be so many of them. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So this arrow, because this is a triple now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay. 6, 8, and 9. So it's the same as that. So if this is... Can that be a 4? Yeah, 5, 4, 9. Yay. 3, 5, 3, 8. 2, 7, 2. I'm seeing lots of options. You know what I'm not seeing? I'm not seeing a second place to put a 3 in row 4. 3, 3, I've got to put 3 in one of those, and there's a 3 looking at that. That is a 3, that is a 7. And tonight I'm going to party like it's 1999. That 4 is making that a 5. That's much more useful. That is a 2, that is a 1. So that makes that a 9. And these are now more restricted because I can't use 1, 9. I can take 9 out of there. I now have to put 9 in this row somewhere. I can take 5 out of there. This is actually a 7, 8 pair. So that takes the 8 out of there, makes that 9, makes that 8. 7, 8 means, of course, this has to be 2 or 3. So this is also 2, 3, 7, 8. 5 has to go up here. 9 has to go in one of those two. Can't put 9 on this arrow. What is this triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't put 4, 6 on this arrow, so I can't put 1 there. If I put 4, 6 there, I'd have to put something very large onto that, so onto the arrowhead. So this is 1, 4 or 1, 6. So this can never be 8 anymore. So this is 5 or 7. Is that what I think it is? That is a 4, 5, 6, 7 quadruple. 4, 5, 6, 7 must go into those 4 cells. And I am going to say thank you, Ashish Kumar, for teaching me, making me better at spotting quadruples. So that's not a 6. That's not a 4, which comes from both the quadruple and removing one of the others. That is not a 6, which gives me an 8, 9 pair. That is not a 4. That is not a 7, which means that is not a 3. Did that give me anything else? The answer is probably. Okay, so 5 is still 1, 4, 7 is still 1, 6. 5, I've still got options. Still got way too many options. What has I missed? I'm going to remove that colouring. And I'm going to highlight that and that. Being the only place that 6... No, that's still a... Why is that a 6, 7? There's a 6 right there. That is a 7. That is a 5. That quadruple was probably all completely useless because I just didn't... It was pretty. I Simoned it. That's a 6. There is no 6 there. This is a 1, 4, which matches the 5. I Simoned it. There is no 5 in there. This is a 7, 8, 9. Now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do to un-Simon myself. 5, 4. I mean, there are worse things to be. 1, 2, 5. This is an 8, 9 pair. There is no 8 there, so there is no 2 there. That has been there for what? I'm 36 minutes in the video. I bet that's been there for over 10. 9 from those digits, there is no 1 in there. That is the 1. This is the 2. There is no 2 in there. 1 and 5 means that this is a 6. I can take the 6 out of there. I can take the 6 out of there, putting the 6 into there. Bet you that has been there for so long that people... I'm not looking forward to the comments on this video. Okay, 2, 5 there, so that becomes the 1, or I got that when I put all of that in. The 1 makes that the 2, which takes the 2 out of there. The 2 makes that the 8, of course, which makes that the 9, and this is all going to collapse now because that's the 3, and that's the 7, which means that's the 2, and that's the 8, and that's the 7. There is no 7 in there. The 7 looks back, making that the 3, and that the 7. The 3 goes back, making that the 4, and that the 3. The 4 makes that the 1, and that the 4. And there's all sorts of stuff now. 5 and 1 and 2 and 5. And 9 looks back, making that 8 and 9, which makes about 8, and I put that in the 9, and that completes Champagne. That was very, very cool. I really enjoyed that puzzle. It took me a little bit too long to spot the 9 being 2, 3, 4. That wasn't the only gap I made, but that was probably the most egregious. Hopefully you did better, and you're all going to tell me about it. Yay. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember the trailer, not the new one yet. There is a new trailer coming soon with more details about my puzzle hunt. But the trailer for my puzzle hunt will come up at the end of this video if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, good luck everyone with your solving, and check out more of Testarossa's puzzles. I'm sure they're good. Thank you for watching.